Alright, coming straight back to some breaking news coming in. The centre has claimed that the tapes of communications expert Niira Radia have been tampered with, at least the ones that are there in the public domain. It's filed a report in the Supreme Court over these tapes. The centre has also asked the Supreme Court not to release its report on phone tapping as yet. The centre has asked the Supreme Court that the matter is pending, still under investigation, so the Supreme Court should hold on to its report. Jaskira Singh Baba joining us on the phone line. What more can you add?
Well, the government did also inform the Supreme Court that there were 8 to 10 agencies which are involved in this entire episode of recording these phone conversations. And these agencies are not restricted only to the government agencies but also include the private service providers. The centre also said that these government agencies which were also involved were not at all responsible for the leakage of these tapes. Adding to the fact what you already mentioned, that these tapes, the ones that are in the public domain or the ones released to the media, were tampered with and are not the same as the ones in the government's possession. And the Supreme Court bench of 2 judges over here went through some of the initial pages of this report which came sealed, and this report saying that the tampering was, in fact, the conversations which were released to the media were tampered with. The hearing is expected to continue after lunch today.
Oh, the hearing continues after lunch. Any indications, Jaskirat, has the centre made any indications on who is responsible for the release of the tapes or the tampering?
Not so far, but we do expect some information to come out. However, since the investigations are still on, one would expect, and that is what is being implied so far within the court, that exact source of the leak has not been identified so far. But it would be a little too early to say that. Once the hearing continues, we will get to know more.
All right. Jaskirat, what is the centre asking the Supreme Court to hold on to? What is the report on phone tapping that is due to be released?
This is a report which the centre was investigating into about the source of the leakages and the authenticity of these tapes. And this is because the investigation in this particular regard is still on, you can consider this updated status report on the investigation that has been submitted by the centre to the Supreme Court.
All right, Jaskirat. Also, it seems that the government is making the claim that there is a difference between the tapes its agencies possess and the tapes that have been released to the public.
Basically implying that the tapes which are in the public domain or which were released through the media are in fact tampered with and are not entirely authentic.
Alright, when the government says, Jaskirat, that the tapes are not authentic, do they mean some splicing has been done in the tapes to perhaps change the purport of the conversations?
Unfortunately, Rishabh, we will have to get into the details of the report, and unfortunately, since it's sealed and the details are not out, we won't exactly know the nature in which these conversations have been tampered with, the ones that were released to the media.
Alright, Jaskirat, we're going to keep on tracking this story. That, of course, the Supreme Court will take up this issue right after lunch. That's about an hour from now. We're going to get you the updates from that story. Slipping into a short break right now, because coming up after 2 minutes is the headlines. Stay with us.